So we know sine inverse x will be x when sine inverse is defined for this. Cosine inverse x will be x, tan inverse x will be x. But now we have our question like sine with cosine inverse. So I need to convert this one to sine inverse. So how do I do that? You can remember from the unit circle, or you can do from the triangle, right triangle. So I go with the right triangle for a general case. Suppose you have theta equals cosine inverse radical 2 over 2. So that means cosine theta is radical 2 over 2. Now if you consider this one is your theta, then you know that adjacent is radical 2 and hypotenuse is 2. So if this is 2 and this is radical 2, what will be that side? Use the Pythagorean. Let me call it opposite. So we know that opposite is squared plus radical 2 squared, which is 2, equals 2 squared, which is 4. So then opposite square will be 4 minus 2 is 2, and then you get opposite equals radical 2. So that side is radical 2 now. So I write here radical 2. So then my cosine inverse radical 2 over 2 will be same as this over this for sine. So sine inverse radical 2 over 2, and you know that at pi by 4 they are same. So you could use from your unit circle that this one you could replace by pi by 4, and then sine pi by 4 is radical 2 over 2 again. Sine and then sine inverse radical 2 over 2. So now this is just like your x. So your answer will be simply radical 2 over 2. Now we'll see the second one. So you're using the same triangle because we have now cosine inverse that. So then now I need to convert this one to tangent. So from this now we can say I have tangent, and then cosine inverse this is same will be tan inverse, and we know tan inverse will be opposite over adjacent. So which is radical 2 over radical 2. So then you end up with radical 2 over radical 2 is 1. So you get tan inverse cancel out. Your answer is 1. So you are done for this. Now I have tan of sine inverse x. I need to evaluate this one in terms of x. So for the first one, I need to make a right triangle for sine inverse x. And you know the sine inverse x, sine actually goes with opposite over hypotenuse. So this one you can say x over 1. So this is your opposite, hypotenuse is 1. If you use the Pythagorean, then you will see that this is 1 minus x square. And this is my reference angle. So I'm transferring now tangent sine inverse x. So for this sine inverse x, I have this triangle. So then I can just find tan inverse from this. So tan inverse will be x over square root of 1 minus x square. Now this just gives me x over square root of 1 minus x square. I'm done with the first one. Let's do the second one. I'm taking a reference angle here and the right triangle. So then from this tan inverse x, we know it is x over 1. So the relation for tan is opposite over adjacent. So opposite is x, adjacent is 1. So the hypotenuse with the Pythagorean will be 1 plus x square square root. So then we can say that our problem is now sine of sine inverse x over this. It will be x over square root of 1 plus x squared. And then when I cancel these, I get x over square root of 1 plus x squared. I'm done.